Welcome back. You are watching the Conversation Committee from TV 360 here in Lagos, Nigeria. My name remains Nesine Kujumi, and I stay with me in the studio, Comrade Razak Kolade Olokoba, popularly called RKO. Comrade Olokoba, we want to look at the recurring decimal of killings, security breaches in Plateau State. You know, the security breaches in Plateau State, if we go back into history, is as old as you can think of. And in the last couple of weeks, we have seen this recurring killing, which some people have even termed genocide. We've had different stories. And one was very happy the other day when the chief of the National Security Advisor, Malam Nuhu Rubadu, with the chief of defense staff as well as the chief of army staff, they all went there. And for me, I have studied the issue of Plateau State. It is not a one-way route. Some people say communal clashes. Some people say land grabbing. Some people say exploitation of resources. So, what is it about Plateau that in the last administration, Benue was on the front burner almost on a regular basis because of the farmers-elder clashes. Even in Plateau, the crisis is being ascribed to, or it has also been ascribed to.
But both are CMS twins in terms of crisis.
Yes. So I'm like,
there are twin events.
What is it about this recurring crisis of one community attacking the other, strangers come? What is it? What is this special thing that is attracting these killings in Plateau? I can't get my head around it.
Should traumatize the soul of every Nigerian. It's a certain. And that such a thing can happen in a country like Nigeria, and we have political leadership. Yes. We have religious leadership. Unending solution.
We have traditional leadership.
So it's not good. But top of it, if you will not deceive ourselves, is land grabbing. Other might be addition, communal crisis, the whole question of resources.
So if it is land grabbing, who are those that want to come and dispossess others of their land? Can't they be identified? And again, there was a time...
There's a bogus conclusion. I call it bogus because many of us who have that kind of assertion, it's been difficult for us to prove that there's an incursion of foreigners which we can ascribe to belong to a particular ethnic group, because the picture is beginning to look so. If you look at Uromi, it's not far away from what we have there, though at a very low scale. The same thing is happening in Oyo here. The axis towards Shaki and Lalata and all those axes is not a different picture. And it's also the same picture that you find in some area in Kogi. The same thing you have found some area in Kwara, in Enugu. So if you begin to look at all the states that these things are happening in Nigeria, you'll be counting about 10, 15 states. So it's difficult to convince anybody that it's not an organized...
It's premeditated and orchestrated.
So maybe the soft spot might be Plateau and Benue because of the numbers of or the population of the people that might be easy to grab. And if you look at what is there, you see that the inflow from the corner to that axis is easy than the one we have in the interland of Nigeria, like Enugu and other places.
Yeah, okay.
This is a danger for Nigeria. And all these minor issues, where if care is not taken and is not handled very well, it can bring a country down. Some political leaders don't say that again. We are analysts.
Yes.
And the doctor will tell you, if you don't treat this particular ailment, it may lead to death. And that's what we are saying.
In fact, it can lead to permanent deformity.
Yes. The conclusion we have drawn down that the government must know is that if it's not handled carefully, it
So,
will likely bring the country down. The way out.
Okay. Olokoba, you see, for me, this crisis has been on. This is 2025. If I remember vividly well, when former President Olusegun Obasanjo was in power between 1999 and 2007, we had this crisis also in Plateau. When former President Goodluck Jonathan was there, in Yaradua, the same thing occurred. Goodluck Jonathan, Muhammadu Buhari, now president. What is it about? Why can't we get to the root of what is it about this? Because there was a time I was watching the TV, and I think it was during the tenure of former President Muhammadu Buhari, and a top traditional ruler in Plateau State came out and said, look, this killing is being orchestrated internally, but people tend to paint it as foreign invaders. So you want to ask the political leadership of Plateau State, how are they getting to address this problem? Because they are the ones that can have a grab.
And what will be their benefit if that assertion is true, to kill his own people? I don't know. This issue of communal clashes is everywhere. Even,
yes, of course. Recently we had in Osun State.
Of course, you are right.
Yes.
Even if Mudake is
yes,
of Uguleri
or Guleri. So we need to ask
look at that angle as well.
Yes,
of course.
We need to ask ourselves that what is the role of our elders?
I also, to support what you have said, that a faction of the people who are crisis with each other always seek the support of the Fulani bandits and elders and the terrorists to decimate the other.
Yeah.
So when the picture is being painted, the conclusion and the evidence they will bring will be that these are the people that have come to do it, we have nothing to do with it.
Yes.
You know what we should do about it? We should look at the example of what has happened all over the world. The first thing is to first admit that one definition of a nation like Nigeria, to say Nigeria is one definition, it is called a Yoruba nation. It's not possible in Nigeria. For Nigeria to be called an Igbo nation, it's not possible. To now say that Nigeria belongs to the Fulani Hausa, it's not possible.
No, absolutely.
We must first admit that it's a country of numerous identity.
Of course. Nigeria is a conglomeration of nations.
Once we admit that
nationalities, yeah.
Our problem is half solved. If you look at what the Sinn Féin has done in Scotland, the Irish, they fought the English people until it was admitted, okay, manage your portion of Britain, let manage your portion of the United Kingdom. It was until we do that, we are not going to have peace. Let each region and sector of the country have a continuous. So you see, when the semblance of right is given to people of Plateau to defend themselves, we will expose whoever that is behind it. But as long as federal government is coming to protect, let each state design its own security model. So that if that is what they want to continue, let them continue. Other states will move on. And when they are not able to control themselves, the federal government will federalize the police of that state, just like what we did in River today. So if we don't do that, give right to each component part of this country to design their own security model, architecture. We are not going to be moving away from it. Because from Abuja to Plateau, the federal police might also be compromised. So give the federal government should listen to the word of wisdom. Allow each state to make arrangements, because 500,000 youth of Plateau, committed youth, will secure Plateau State for the people of Plateau. It can't be less than 100,000 policemen that are becoming every day to come and secure their life. We are not going to move forward.
I think I agree with you, because this killings is one that saddens us.
That will be the solution.
We condemn it in
Edo. That will be the solution in Enugu.
We condemn it in its totality, and we just call on our leadership at various levels to rise to the occasion and let us find a permanent end to this orgy of violence. it is traumatizing. You wake up in the morning, you are here, oh, some people have been killed in so villages for what? When we are not, even animals, if you kill animals at the rate...
Whether it's true or not, I don't know. But as I was coming here, I still got a breaking news that 11 people has been killed in Plateau again, so, adding to the existing vigor.
16, you know. So I think we need to get around this issue and try to resolve it to ensure that there is justice, because a greater cause of crisis is the absence of justice. If you make peace without justice, it will be like the peace of the graveyard. And you know, the peace of the graveyard only exists temporarily. In the night, you don't know what the spirits do. When the cops, whether they come out at night and hold their own parties, nobody knows. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we want to call it a wrap on the conversation today. We've had a wonderful conversation, myself and Comrade Azar Kolade Lokoba, popularly called Aki. Comrade Lokoba, thank you for coming on to the program.
It's a pleasure being with you.
Well, till we come your way again next time on another edition of the conversation, have a great day. Bye-bye.